Hey guys, what's going on? So today we're going to be playing a little bit of a little simulator I found some time ago called, as you can see. Oh wait, no, you can't. Hang on. Ooh, woo, woo. There we go. All right, Santa Fe and Disneyland Railroad Steam Locomotive Simulator. Now, this is why is my video camera not working? Already starting. There we go. Okay. For some reason, it does that when I switch between scenes on OBS over here. All right, anyway, so Santa Fe and Disneyland Railroad Steam Locomotive Simulator. This is kind of an obscure but like really cool game that I'm surprised more people don't talk about. It's obviously the Disneyland Railroad, which for anybody with a brain, you kind of know what that is. Um, Fun fact, one of the engines that used to reside at the museum I used to volunteer at actually ended up going to Disney. It's the number 4 now, the Ernest S. Marsh, but it started life as Raritan River Sand Company number 10. It was a little 040 saddle tank engine. Um, I don't know if it was ever oil fired, but I know they still have the saddle tank on the property there at Pine Creek where I used to volunteer. And the rest of the engine is basically no longer even recognizable as itself. Um, it's colorful and it's got a tender now, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, that's for sure. It's always cool to just see it still running. So let's get into this. So there's a couple of different maps, I guess, if you will. There's two versions of Disneyland Railroad, 1955 and 56 and 57. I don't know if this game is even still really under development. I really hope it is. The developer keeps teasing that he's going to come back and he's going to push an update or something, but it's kind of up in the air right now. But regardless, what's really cool and unique about this simulator in particular is the fact that you can start the steam locomotive up from cold. So I don't really know of any other games that allow such a thing. Of course, for ease of that, this engine is oil fired. Um, the game still looks really pretty good in my opinion. I mean, just look at the glass, the textures on that just look so cool, and the lighting is great. I would be hard pressed to say that this might be one of the best lit train simulator games out there. Maybe Train Sim World beats it, but uh, I have opinions about Dovetail games that I probably shouldn't say, so I'm not going to. Let's get some ventilation in here before we start firing the thing up because it gets hot. Like 165 degrees hot, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. Yeah, it's certainly nothing to stick your nose up at. Just make sure I got the chat up over here. No, I had it somewhere. There it is. Okay. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Alright. And now, we'll start the process here. Actually, you know what? I like to, personally, I like the mouse wheel controls. Because now I can just... Oh, now you're gonna make me into a liar? Oh, did I not take it? There we go. That's the problem. So now I can use my mouse wheel to scroll to open things like firebox door and valves and whatnot. Speaking of which, let's open the valves for the water glass here. Kind of need to know if we've got enough water in the boiler before we begin, before we light anything off. Okay, so there is water in there. It's a little low in the glass, but I mean, it's like right here. And I would suffice to say that's acceptable because as it heats up, it expands. So you'll actually see as the engine heats up, the water in the glass will show at a higher level than what you see now, which is a very nice touch. That is accurate. You have shrink and swell of the boiler as everything heats up. It expands a little bit, so it's a neat feature that they put in there. I wish more simulators would do things of that sort, but what can you do? Anyway, so we've got air? Huh, interesting. Huh. So the next thing I'm going to do here is we're going to open the drains, so say goodbye to the air, because we've got blower drain that needs to be opened, air tank drains, yep, there it goes, air compressor drains, and another air tank drain. Obviously we're not trying to blow the thing down yet, so that would be kind of pointless. There's not even any pressure. Alright, so the next step, come over here, and here is our compressed air umbilical cord, if you will. So this right here is one of my other complaints is that the orientation does not change depending on the direction you're facing. So anyway, so here's where you hook up compressed air. When you have no steam, you put a compressed air line right here, and it serves its function in the place of steam, basically. So for things like the atomizer and the blower, which helps get an artificial draft going in the fire so that you can actually keep the fire going, which is very, very important with these oil-fired engines. So let's see, there we go, compressed air umbilical. Come on, there we go. And then we open this valve up. And now, essentially, the boiler is still devoid of pressure, but all the main functions that would require steam pressure normally, like up here, this is the blower, I believe, and this is the atomizer. These are just the starting valves on what you would call the manifold or the turret, which provides a higher point for dry steam for the appliances like the air compressor. That's the middle valve there. It allows for them to be used for air now instead of with steam, since we do not have any. This is the blower valve. This is the atomizer valve. You can hear it starting there a little bit. I'm going to open the blower valve all the way real quick and make sure that it's all drained out, since I have the drain open. That should be sufficient. Close the blower drain, because if we don't close that, the draft is just awful. You get basically next to no draft from the blower, because it's just shooting out all of the pressure through the blower drain instead of going through the blower piping. I also want to open up the cylinder cocks here before I forget. Yeah, so you've got water in the cylinders, which actually bad practice to leave the engine like that. But what do I know? Alright, so here's the firing valve. Open that just a little bit, and light the fire. That is why you don't want to be standing here when you light the fire on an oil-fired engine, if it's at all avoidable. Okay. Close all the warm atomizer. It's still kind of settling out here, so plus the compressed air is just typically not as strong as the steam pressure would be. I'm trying to make sure I got the fire going in a way that it's not going to extinguish itself before I completely close the firebox door. Takes a little bit of fiddling. Back. fast, but just that is definitely. Alright. Now we close that. And basically from here, it's just going to be a lot of waiting. The thing about this is you want to take it nice and slow when you're beating stuff up. You'll actually hear the sounds of pipes rattling as they expand too, which is a really cool feature too. I really appreciate that. They pop and they ping, which you'll see the real things do if you ever experience that. It's just a really nice and realistic touch. Let me do save time here, auto weather. I don't think it's really going to be one of those situations where we're here long enough that to do anything, but whatever. We're just going to be sitting here anyway. Alright, let's see. Actually, so this is nice too. If you're not really attuned to a lot of the steam locomotive quirks and what to look out for when something's not quite right, you have this little status bar here, which shows you any possibly adverse conditions that may be happening in the locomotive. So like compressed air umbilical is connected right now, so that means don't go anywhere. You don't want to move when you've got that connected, which once we start getting steam pressure, we'll disconnect that because we won't need it anymore. And like I said, steam pressure will work better anyway, so. Throttle is locked, you'll see there's a padlock right there. And that's also intentional so that when the throttle is closed, you're not emitting any steam to the cylinder, so heaven forbid you leave the throttle cracked open a little bit, and you're slowly steaming up, building up pressure, and before you know it, you're starting to move a little bit. It's like, oh, hey, what's going on? You shouldn't be going anywhere. Hop out to make another cup of coffee, and next thing you know, your engine's running right. You don't want that. So, let's see, what else? We can check the level of water and fuel in the tender. Let's check our water. I also have the hatch open so we can actually test it. I believe the simulator will let you do it regardless of whether the hatch is open, but, you know, realism. Leave that open. Alright, and we are full on water. That is what we like to see. Typically when you put a steam engine away, you want to be full of water in the tender. As far as the fuel is concerned, it's usually not as big of a deal because you go through water faster than you go through fuel typically, and in scenarios like this when you're starting the engine with cold, usually coal-fired engines, you'll start the fire with wood and cardboard and bits and bobs of that nature before you just start throwing coal in the firebox, because it's got to be heated to a certain temperature before it'll actually burn and do anything. Otherwise you just have a bunch of black rocks sitting there and laying your engine down. Oh, we are putting out way too much smoke now in the firebox, so let's turn up the atomizer and the blower. That's another thing too about the engine, is that as it heats up, fire will start to act a little bit differently. Monitor and compensate as necessary. Okay, let's see what else. We've got check lubrication, check the journals. Basically that's checking to see what condition the bearing is on the journals on the driving boxes are in. If they're oily, if they're dirty, if they're greasy, and what temperature they're at too. Okay, so we've got greasy. Wet is ideal. Greasy is fine too because you're not quite heated up or anything yet, so that's kind of anticipated. And cold, also anticipated. If the bearings were hot right now, that's a pretty big problem on them. Haven't been going anywhere, so there's no friction to warm one up. This is also for lubrication purposes. When you're first starting a steam locomotive, as far as motion is concerned, type of oil that they use to lubricate all the moving parts on the running gears and this sort. It's very thick stuff. Typically, this shelf right here would have an oil can on it. That actually can turn off the heck of it. Show oil can. There we go. That is where you leave the oil can typically. That is for a good reason, because the heat from the fire will heat it up, and as it heats up, it becomes a little bit more viscous, and the viscosity is what you kind of need to effectively pour it out of the can alone. So, yeah, you want it to be a liquid, not a solid. Solids don't run the way you want them to for an oil can. So, let's see. Some armrest cushions on. Let's clean out. That's typically the only way you see out of these things anyway. At least the bigger stuff. Here, we've got a pretty spacious cab, a relatively small boiler, so we can see out the front windows, but on a lot of bigger engines with wider, thicker boilers and fireboxes, much past this area here without leaning out of the cab like this. That's the only way you're going to see anything past the boiler. Okay, let's see. How the gauges, the lamps, or anything. Metal running boards. So a lot of these things don't really make any physical differences as far as the simulation is concerned. Oh, there's the air compressor over there. But they're nice touches because I guess as Disneyland went on, they started making some changes in the structure of the locomotive and minor details like that. You can put American flags on the pilot, so that's why not? Otherwise, what's like a green flag? It's not part of concession training, so technically that doesn't apply anyway. Although I guess at Disney, typically you have two trains running at once, if I'm not mistaken. I'm guessing the metal running boards as opposed to the wood running boards is just a design choice, maybe just for the fact that you can put tread on the metal running boards for safety purposes, whereas the wood ones probably get like when they're wet. Not to mention wood rots, metal also rots, but not if you would contact with water. So I'm not sure what the difference is with the speedometer on the tender versus, I guess it would be on the engine somewhere. I don't know if it's more accurate or what, but interesting bit about these engines too is that the Disneyland Railroad uses feet per second instead of miles per hour. And I guess that makes sense in the fact that you really aren't going very fast. So if you're going 5 miles an hour, that really wouldn't be a very useful speedometer. So it's feet per second instead. And I believe you're trying to be around 10 to 12 per second, if I'm not mistaken. No more than 15, I would think, but it's all dependent on what your schedule looks like, I guess. Which Disney isn't really my forte. I don't know much about it. But steam engines I know about, so go with that. Pipe wrap. Now, this is an interesting choice too, because the only time I think I've ever seen an engine without pipe wraps like this is when it's usually when they're just steam testing the engine. Typically you'll see that there's no boiler jacketing on the engine too. This beautiful, beautiful blue color here on the boiler, that's all boiler jacketing. It's really underneath what that's important. Underneath this there's sheets of, in the olden days, it would be sheets of asbestos, and it would prove to be a hazard in the future, but they didn't know that then. Fibrous tissues anyway. Underneath this jacket of metal that surrounds the boiler would be some sort of insulation. And nowadays, it's something a little bit more, a little bit less dangerous, I suppose. There's sorts of foam, and it's not fiberglass, no, because it's typically just as bad. There's been times where people have found what is essentially, or is legitimately, just Pink Panther house insulation on the boilers. And that is not good because it retains water. And especially in scenarios where, oh, we found this engine sitting in a park for 20, 30 years, and we're going to pull it out and we're going to restore it. Well, you're probably going to be looking at a whole lot of pitting and just general corrosion on the boiler at that point, because any water that's going to seep into the boiler jacketing through means of gaps, which you typically find in places like the dome, or sometimes even where dams are that hold it down, straps. Sometimes in areas like this where this taper happens for this wagon top boiler, there's gaps underneath. So water will find a way to get in there, and when it does, it's just going to sit and it's going to corrode really badly. Jason Sadzinski, not really sure how to pronounce your name, sorry Jason, of Next Gen Steam Solutions and the Kentucky Steam Heritage Railway Museum. They did a really, really good video on stuff of that nature on his channel, Steam Guy on YouTube, and I believe he did a video with Pipes at some point where he delved into that. He's a very knowledgeable guy, and if you're not subscribed to his YouTube channel, you should definitely go check him out, especially if you're in Steam or don't know a whole lot about Steam. He's a good guy to go to for information that is safe and reliable. So yeah, this is it's just typical pipe wrapping, really. I believe some houses use this on their steam piping, but I should get some of that from my house. Little steam stuff still in this place. Right, so I believe steam pressure for this tops out at 150. Typically, stuff like this, that's center point. Is your maximum authorized boiler pressure, if you will. You're looking for the needle to be straight up and down for purposes of not having to look too much or think about it. You just give it a glance and, okay, I know what my boiler pressure is, and I know where it is in relation to maximum, because when you're starting a steam locomotive, you're not really looking at the pressure gauge too much until it starts to get off the peg, if you will. That's when it starts to actually come off to zero. But when you're running the engine, you don't want the safety valve going off, because it's a waste of steam, and it's a waste of water, it's a waste of fuel. Those costs add up. Steam locomotives are astronomically expensive machines to own and or operate. I have a small one, actually, right behind me over there. Ruby is a little 040 based on Baldwin locomotive horse practices, and I have had her for several years now, and I still haven't quite gotten her running correctly yet. I've had her pretty close a few times, but I've got what I call pencil sharpening syndrome, where you sharpen the pencil and sharpen the pencil until the point is like almost perfectly sharp, just like right there. And then, what can it hurt to stick it in the sharpener one more time? And then next thing you know, the pencil tip's broken off, you gotta start all over again. Well, that's me with Ruby lately. She and I have something of a lovely relationship, I guess. I love her, she loves me. So now that we're heating up a bit, probably a little bit more fuel. Heat up a little bit then. In this simulation, you won't experience the side effects, if you will, of heating up too fast. But in real life, you just want to take it nice and slow. And that's because, like I said, as things heat up, they expand, and basically every heat cycle, expansion, contraction, the metal fibers of the boiler and the firebox, they shift, and it requires repairs. It's just inevitable. The second you start firing up the locomotive, it tries to tear itself apart. It's the nature of the way they work. Because heat on its own is kind of a corrosive thing. The metal sheets of the firebox, and when they thin out, you have to test them with ultrasound testing, and it's to test the thickness of the sheet firebox and boilers, and if it's below a certain thickness, you have to cut out that part and put in patch, and that in itself is quite a procedure and gets expensive, especially if there's areas where there's stables involved. Stables are quite important mechanism as far as locomotives are concerned. Some of them on the firebox on the outside. Yeah, so these would be stables. All those circles on the side of the firebox here. Don't mind the void over here. I didn't make the model, don't blame me. But stables, their purpose is to hold together two sheets of metal. Some people don't know this, but fireboxes are actually two boxes in one. Alright, so fireboxes are two boxes in one. The inside is obviously smaller, but between two boxes, a box and a box, and on the inside of the box, in the box, there's fire. Outside of that box, between the two boxes, is always water. And the water is there not only generating heat, but also because it keeps the firebox cool. A lot of people don't consider that, but keeping the firebox cool is very, very important, because otherwise the fire is more than enough to just completely melt the firebox. Specifically the crown sheet, which most people know that as the top part of the firebox, but actually the top part of the inner firebox. So if you were to open up the firebox door, you can obviously not with fire roaring, but then go in here and look straight up. That would be the crown sheet right there, but it's just top of the boiler. So ignore that. Again, I didn't make the model, don't blame me. And I get, for, purposes of computational, oh boy, what's the word I'm looking for here? Just saving the resources of your computer to not model stuff that you're probably never going to see. Doesn't really make sense. But personally, I like the little stuff like that nobody else would think to look for, or look at in general. Those are the details that really make me smile when it comes to models and singular living. That's why when it comes to games like Gary's Mod, which is a game which playing on the channel quite a bit, I'm sure, in the future. I have plans. I like to do all that stuff. I like to make, front tube sheets when you open them. Interesting to open smoke box door, make the front tube, all the boiler tubes lined up, and sometimes I'll do the firebox. I have an engine in the works that I've actually done both walls of the firebox on the outer sheets and the inner sheets. I'm really gonna get back on that. It's we've got the rear tube sheet too, where the tubes are held in place on the back end at the front of the firebox and the back of the boiler. It's just one of those things that I like doing. Most people have never even seen stuff like that, much less have the ability to replicate pretty normal, but so let's talk about the tripods. There's only 2 of them, because the boiler is relatively small. But you see, when I open this one, nothing happens. That's because there's air here. When it heats up, it'll be steam, and steam will come out of that, and it'll catch in this tray. And typically, the tray will drop down to the ground, or sometimes a special reservoir where you can collect the water for literal scientific testing to check the mineral deposits in the water, and if there's scale deposits in the boiler, it'll pick up on mining traces like that. It's a neat practice that I believe places like Strasbourg Railroad use that for, but this is essentially an alternative to sight glass. As you can see, that one opens up and there's water, which means there's still water in the boiler, despite not being able to see any sight glass, which technically I should probably check that before I lit the fire too, because it gives you a much more accurate, in some cases, indication of where the level of water is in the boiler, especially if you can't see any water in the bottom of the sight glass. But it's also used as backup in case sight glass blows out, which does happen sometimes. They actually have a lifespan on them. I believe every, I don't remember the exact time frame, but I know in the FRA rule, there's something that says you have to replace sight glass, the actual glass part of it, every 30 or 60 days, which typically is, you're already putting the engine in the shop at that point anyway. Apparently my microphone volume is very low. There we go. That ought to be better. Also do this. Hopefully that hasn't been too obnoxious. So, yeah, typically you'll already have the engine in the shop for between, 30 to 60 days, 90 days. You have inspection periods you have to pull the engine into the shop for anyway. But these are probably one of the cheapest pieces you can get for a steam locomotive, the actual tube of glass for the water level. Now the housing is a different story. That is probably not as readily available, but I know there are still companies out that do make these tubes. um, for steam locomotives, which is a neat thing. But if you don't replace them, it's the same as the rest of the boiler. The heat cycling, hot, cold, it'll eventually just run out of structural integrity to fall back on, and it will burst. Sometimes it's just a defect in the glass. You can steam a locomotive up the first time, and the sight glass will pop on you. It's kind of hit or miss. But if that does happen, shut this valve right here, which prevents steam from the boiler from flowing into the sight glass, which prevents it from then shooting out of the open space there and possibly hurting you. There are some locomotives that have that as a valve on a long shaft that goes out the back of the cab and kind of onto the tender deck here. And that's so if that does happen, you can just kind of dive out this way real quick and shut the valve without the risk of scalding to death, or at least being injured very badly from 400-degree steam shooting out at you. Typically that's not a fun time. It doesn't happen that often, but that's because they have those regulations in place to have them replaced every 30 to 60 days. I forget how long it was. It's in 49 CFR though. You can find that online. It's a big document. Big document. Lots of stuff to read through. A lot of interesting tidbits. And we have the Gettysburg Railroad to thank for that. Still not entirely sure how the heck they allowed that engine to get in such bad condition. But that's a topic of discussion for a whole nother time. So let's see. Still not making any pressure yet. Let's crank up the heel a little bit. Like I said, we're not gonna deal with the consequences, so might as well. Safety? Never heard of her. Stack still burning clean. Tire's bouncing around a little bit too much for my liking, so I'm gonna turn down the blower a bit and see if that. That should be fine. It's just the intensity of the flicker there. It makes me feel like there's too much drawing the fire, because that can actually extinguish the fire. If you've got too much atomizer, too much blower, and not enough fuel, it's just not going to burn well. It can shut the fire off entirely at that point. So let's see, what else do we have here? Any other cool things to go to and talk about? This is stuff related to, when you stop at the station, the conductor will use a device that would ring a bell in the cab, like I guess they do on the modern day stuff, or you just hear them going, "All aboard," which I guess since we're on the 1950s map anyway, it would be that one. But I'm not going to turn that on now, because if I do, in just a few seconds you'll just hear them do it anyway. It's like, yeah, we're not going anywhere, bud, don't worry. So let's see. I know from the manual that the governor for the air compressor, the modern one, is electronic. I don't think it makes a physical change. No, nothing visibly. But that changes the device on the air compressor that lets it know when to stop pumping, essentially, and when to start pumping. Let's see, low water alarm. If I turn this on, I bet it's going to go off immediately. Yep. And that essentially is just a device that detects the level of water in the sight glass. if it bounces around, sometimes you'll hear it beep, 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 beep as the water sloshes back and forth, which is also a very neat feature, the slosh. Not a lot of stuff does that too, but when you accelerate really fast, when you stop really fast, you'll watch the sight glass bob up and down with the level of water, because water moves, and that's how it works. Well, when it detects that the water in the sight glass is below a certain level, it actually closes a circuit that makes that a little alarm go off. I believe all modern steam locomotives are required to have that too. So we've got the safety valve settings here too. Yeah, so it's 150 psi. Trigger tolerance is normal. You can change it to tight or loose so that it, if you ever take a few psi, it'll pop the safety valve, higher or lower than the trigger setting, which right here is the maximum. That's the way it should be. But that would be, I guess, in a use case where you're simulating an older, maybe a little bit more worn down and worn in locomotive, and the person walking around outside scared me. Yeah, they're just stuck here eternally. They're just always walking back and forth and talking silently over there. They're probably talking shit about me, honestly. They're probably over there just yapping and gabbing about me. They're like, oh, look at this poor sap stuck in the cab while we get to sit over here and drink coffee and chat. Assholes. But you don't get to ride. Ever. You're banned. Get out. Yeah, I'm gonna move this chat over here now. I can't see it over there. I thought it would give me a notification or something. I'm new to streaming, in case you haven't noticed. Tell me you're new to streaming without telling me you're new to streaming. Oh yeah, no, that disappears too because I have this in the windowed mode. I don't know if I can change that. Nope, can't change it to windowed mode, or to full screen mode now that I've got the game launched. Alright, well, I'll just have to keep an eye on that. Anywho's a what's it? Alright, so... What else? Talking about something before, what was it? Oh yeah, the use case for a worn down locomotive, I guess. They have an option here too, somewhere. Where was it? To change the locomotive's condition. It's in here somewhere. Probably looking right at it and just missing it. Oh, there it is. Engine condition. Normal. So this is like, it's not brand new out of the shop, but it's not on its last legs either. But if we wanted to, we could change that and make it really, really rough. I don't think it changes the physical, visible condition of the engine, but it makes things a little bit more, it struggles to steam if you set it to the worn position, which is not fun. I've tried to do it before. It gets pretty difficult to keep this thing up to pressure when it's not in good shape, which is realistic. Speaking of destroying it, let's kick up the fire a little bit more. So maybe we can have steam pressure sometime today. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Alright. Now, I don't think having this open before we're actually generating steam pressure will even show anything. But that would be pretty cool. I don't think this one will do anything until we have actual pressure on the dial. In the real thing, if you have steam and you're just not generating pressure yet, if you have that open, you'll probably see a little bit wisping out of there. But interesting thing about steam engines too, if you notice the piping here for the steam pressure gauge, it has this loop in the piping. That is so steam pressure doesn't immediately come up and ruin the dial. I actually have to do that on Ruby too with her steam pressure gauge, because the steam has to condense a little bit before it goes into the gauge itself, or it can actually destroy some stuff in there. And you can actually have false readings on the dial in some scenarios when you're first starting a steam engine because of any condensed water in the gauge piping, or sometimes even a little bit of an air bubble. As the steam behind it expands, it'll push the air bubble in a little bit, and you'll see the gauge come up, you know, a couple psi, 1 or 2, and you'll think, oh good, so we're making steam now, and then it goes away a couple minutes later because it was just an air bubble working its way into the system. I've seen that a few times. So another part of this engine that we'll have to get into eventually too is this part right here. This is called your hydrostatic lubricator. And the way this works is magic. It is Disneyland after all. No, but seriously, this works on the principles of oil and water not mixing. So oil floats on top of water. So when you have this system here, basically what it does is there's a pipe that allows steam to come in at the top, and it condenses in the condensing chamber here, and then the water comes out at the bottom because it'll go where the oil is. And you can actually see on this one, this is your output, this is your input, I guess, if you will. The water level will go underneath the, well, okay, let me start this over because I'm just not making any sense here. Oil floats on top of water, so when the steam comes in, it condenses and it mixes with the oil and makes the oil float on top. As that happens, it goes into this chamber here where you'll see the oil will drip up, and your goal is to be at about 1 drip a minute on the real thing, give or take, depending on the condition of the engine, depending on how big the engine is, how many things this hydrostatic lubricator is actually lubricating. So this one, in this case, lubricates the air compressor. So you want to make sure that inside of the air compressor pistons are lubricated. So you have your steam in and your oil, and it just makes it so that water takes a little bit of, well, the steam takes a little bit of oil with it when the air compressor is running. I'm not sure if this, come on, there we go. Fire bad. I'm not sure if this hydrostatic lubricator in this case does lubricate anything other than the air compressor. I don't think it does, considering, yeah, the steam from the air compressor valve, this starting valve here on the turret, it's this big one in the middle here, and then it comes down and it goes to the air compressor. The piping for the lubricator is plumbed right into that. So I guess it's just just the air compressor on this engine. But if I'm not mistaken, on the real thing, there's a, yeah, I guess it would be this right here. On the real one, there would be a mechanical lubricator that forces oil into the pistons with every stroke. Although this right here is the way they used to do it. I know on these engines it's just for show now, to complete the look of the engine, as it were, but these would be called tallow cups, and they used to literally just lubricate locomotives with tallow oil, which is just beef fat, if I'm not mistaken. So it would sit in this cup here, and it would slowly drip its way down into the piston, into the valve here actually, because this is the valve chest. This is what controls which side the steam is getting emitted to on the cylinders. But that would allow for it to just, drip feed its way into the piston. You'll see there's some more here too, on the slides and slippers for the crosshead. These ones probably would be legitimate, because having a mechanical lubricator do so many points on an engine this small is probably not realistic. Oh, sounds like the fire might be rumbling a little bit. Let's check that out. You can kind of hear it thumping around, which can be a sign that there's too much blower. Or not enough sometimes. Just want to make sure it's stable. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, so yeah, the mechanical lubricator would do exactly what it sounds like, and it uses the motion of pistons moving back and forth and all the valve gear in the middle to rock a lever back and forth, and that lever would crank on probably this box right here, if I'm not mistaken. It just gives me the vibes that this would be where the mechanical lubricator would be, and it would force steam to draw in the oil with every stroke. So, because you figure when you're adding steam pressure to the piston, it's not going to want to let anything in other than steam. That's why with the hydrostatic lubricator, it forces the steam to draw the oil in with it, rather than forcing it in, which was a more modern way of doing things. On more modern locomotives, like Norfolk and Western 611, for example, probably one of the pinnacles of steam locomotive technology. I think they had something like 400 lubrication points, and they were all fed from these two, I believe, lubrication boxes, two mechanical lubricators, and it's just incredible when you think about it, because they only had to be serviced every like 500 miles or something like that, and all they did was pull them through a shed probably no bigger than this, hook up all the lubrication tanks to the fillers, and just fill the lubrication. They could drop the fire on these giant coal-fired engines, clean the firebox out, inspect them, make sure their lubrication is topped off, fuel, oil, water, everything, and have the fire started again, and have it be ready for road service. Oh, and cleaned in like 40 minutes. And I know the guys who are running Norfolk and Western 611 want to rebuild one of them, one of the lubritoriums, That would be the coolest thing to see. It's like the equivalent of a NASCAR pit, crew and everything, for a steam locomotive. Even in the days when the infrastructure was all there and steam locomotive power was common, it would still take several hours for an experienced crew to clean and service a locomotive and have it ready for road service again. And that's mostly because of fire at that point. When you drop the fire on a coal-fired engine, it takes some doing to get it back. But I guess 611 and its sisters had the advantage of having that stoker, the mechanical stoker, which is essentially a conveyor screw that just puts coal into the fire automatically, and all you had to do was turn the valve to turn the stoker on, and steam jets to shoot the coal into different parts of the firebox and regulate the blower a little bit if you're sitting still. And I would know because I fired 611 for a time. That engine, I've hand fired some small stuff, and it's just not, you can't even compare apples and oranges. Firing 611 was a breeze. You could literally, according to her actual fireman who was showing me the ropes, you could literally kick your feet up once you have everything set, even running on the main line. You could kick your feet up, lean back, and just let it rip. Set it and forget it. That is unheard of with steam locomotives. That's unheard of with just about any locomotive, steam or otherwise. But steam especially, because it requires constant attention. If you look these things, if you just look at them sideways, look at them the wrong way, they'll probably kill you. Or at least they could. Lack of water in the boiler is definitely the biggest concern for me here. For that exact reason. That would be the equivalent of looking at it sideways. Don't want to do that. But I know there's still water in the boiler because of the tricock. Still nothing on the second one. I think I may have just heard some pipes popping though. Thought I saw a little bit of water in the bottom of the glass. Well, normally, in a scenario like that where maybe your water level is a little low and you don't have any steam pressure, you would hook up to one of the injectors, which are the devices that actually put steam into the boiler. Typically they're mounted on the locomotive right around here, but on this one they seem to be integrated into the piping. Yeah, it's just this right here, I guess. You would just hook up a pipe with a pump to one of these on this locomotive. I assume you would probably do it right around here, and then you would put water into the boiler with the pump externally. You could probably do it here even at the check valve. The check valve here would be, its purpose is to make sure that steam stays in the boiler, but allows for water to go in. That's one of the things that I really love about these models, is that you can look at all the piping and trace it to where it should go. immaculate detail in that sense. Like, this is the blower. That's the blower drain valve. And the pipe here runs all the way back. There's this one right here. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. The orientation thing is screwing with me. There it is. That pipe right there. So that's the blower. I thought it... I had it backwards, I guess. I thought that was the... Wait a minute now. I thought that one was the atomizer. I guess this one must be the atomizer, because it goes down. Oh, that one doesn't. Okay, I stand corrected. This one just ends here, but that one's probably the atomizer then. I guess I had them backwards. This is the atomizer. This is the blower. Huh. I'll have to check the manual now, because now I'm second guessing just about everything I know about this game. Gotta find it. Come on, computer. Oh, don't you start smoking on me now. Okay, let's see. Really? I'm trying to do something here. Do you mind? It says, yes, I do mind, actually. You're at my mercy here, not the other way around. Just trying to find the icon without minimizing the window, but I guess you guys can't see me minimizing it that way. Just trying to open the file location. There we go. Okay, operating manual. Pretty sure I have just a quick reference photo of the back head and what the valves are. I just want to make sure I know what I'm talking about, so I don't look like an idiot later. I mean, it's a little too late now, I guess. But at least I'm open to admitting when I'm an idiot. I want steam sometime today, please. Just gonna let it rip. Woo, boy. Too much. That's what I'm talking about. That'll extinguish the fire. Got everything on full, except for the fuel valve now, because if I set the fuel valve any higher, the fire will be very unhappy. Okay. Back to this. Come on. Show me what valve it is. Manual is 159 pages long. Not all of it is information you need to know, but some of it is just history. Okay, here we go. Tell me what helps the blower, please. mentioned 63 times. Yeah, I don't know. I give up. But judging from the piping, I'm gonna say this one is probably the atomizer then, and this one is the blower. But again, that's one of the joys of being able to see the piping. Oh, that's the air compressor exhaust. Yeah. And that goes right up over here. That's, oh wait, is that the air? I don't even know if that's the air compressor exhaust now. One sec. That's gotta be. That's the blower. Yeah. Anywho's was it? I know there's controls to, there we go. Oh, come on now, don't be such a whiny baby with the fire. I think the problem is the air compressor can't keep up with the demand that I'm putting on it for all of the air for the blower and the atomizer. So it's just, it's good for a while and then it settles because it's not able to keep up. I wish there was a temperature gauge too. Like a steam temperature gauge. Or I guess a water temperature gauge, so I'd know when I'm actually getting ready to make steam. If this takes too much longer, I might just be a little cheaty. There we go. Set fluid pressure 5 psi. Not even enough to show on the gauge here, but there's the pipes pinging now for sure, and there's water in the glass because, like I said, it expanded. So once I get to like, oh, somewhere between 25 and 50 psi maybe, that's when I'll drop the umbilical. I guess now that I'm making steam, I can also lubricate, which will fill the lubricator here. That'll also allow me to begin the process of starting the lubricator, which this isn't something that is simulated, but typically you start it with opening the condenser valve there, and it lets the steam flow in and heat up the oil and condense, as is stated in the name, if you will. So that's just to warm it up and get the lubricator ready. So let's see, what else? When we get up to around like 75 to 90 psi, I like to test the injectors to make sure that they're both working, because they can overheat, which is a neat thing, and when they overheat they stop putting water into the boiler, which is bad. I know one of the things people are probably going to wonder is, oh, are boiler explosions simulated? The short answer is yes, but also no. You get a window that pops up with the sound of an explosion that tells you that your ground sheet is overheated and the game is ended. There we go, now we're starting to see it come off the peg. Okay. Still making pressure, or is it messing around? Again, that's probably air bubbles in the line and stuff of the sort. At this point, if it were real and there were, steam everywhere. I don't know why there is steam that comes out of the cylinders at this point, though. There shouldn't be any steam really coming from here, but because even if I were to close the cylinder cocks, it would still be there. It's probably coming out of the cylinder cocks. Oh boy. There are no cylinder cocks. Oh yes there are. These right here, they're essentially just drains. They're not fully modeled, but it is what it is. Because when you're sitting, the steam in the cylinders can condense back into water, and water doesn't compress. So if you've got water in your cylinders and then you're moving the piston back and forth, it's gonna pop out one way or the other. It's gonna pop off one of the heads, and that's not a fun time. It will be very expensive because they don't make parts for these things anymore. Well, I mean, okay, that's the gray area. There are some companies out there that still make certain parts for steam locomotives, specifically for steam locomotives. But of course, they're based off of patents and designs from companies that used to make them originally. Companies like Nathan, who is actually still around, Timken, they're also still around, but these companies don't make parts for steam locomotives anymore. I'm trying to think of some others. Worthington, I think they're also still around. Franklin, I don't believe they're around anymore. But then there's the actual manufacturers. Baldwin, Alco, Lima. These are the big names back then. There were certain locomotives that would have parts from all kinds of different manufacturers. I've got a physical copy of the 1925 Locomotive Cyclopedia, and basically it's a big catalog of all the different parts and their manufacturers, and the book is like this thick. It's a dictionary. It's showcasing new technologies, new techniques for building, tools certain companies were offering, just general practice notices and things of that sort. It's mind-boggling how much information there is in there. Okay, so we're coming up to about 40 psi. I just want to make sure that we're warm enough before I go ahead and pop off the umbilical, because we start to lose steam pretty quickly. Start lowering the fire a little bit. Okay, yeah. So what I'm going to do here is shut off the firing valve, close the blower, close the atomizer. they will come back with a vengeance when I start them on Steam. Otherwise, open this again, because we'll need to relight the fire. Now, just for the sake of doing it, I'm going to shut these off too. And now, the very important part is to close this valve first. Then we take off the umbilical. There we go. And now we're ready to be self-sufficient. We'll open these valves back up. These are just the starting valves again for the blower and the atomizer. They just allow steam to be flown through the system for them. Turn on the blower and the atomizer just a little bit. Oh right, I gotta open the main steam valve here too. I was like, why aren't I hearing anything? So that's the atomizer. This is the blower. Good practice is to run the blower a little bit before you light the fire again, because there's diesel fumes that will stick around apparently. These things are fired by just diesel fuel that they burn. And the fumes will build up in the firebox otherwise and make a big boom and take off your eyebrows if you just nilly-willy light it again. Alright. Now it shouldn't take such crazy adjustments for the atomizer and the blower. It's also much quieter. Let's check the stack. Stack's not quite as clean as I would like it to be. There we go. Slow it down a bit. And let's see to it that we're still making steam. And we are at 60 psi. Just realized this gauge is... Oh no, it's right. I was gonna say, I think it's a little off, because every tick should be about 5 psi. Yep. 60. Pressure is high for the atomizer. That's close enough. There we go. Alright, 75 psi. So at this point, let's test the injectors. Open the water valve. Water first. Then steam. The water level slowly coming up there. So that's a good thing. So we'll shut off the steam and then the water. Check on our pressure. We're building steam very fast now. Let's take it down a little. Before you know it, the safety valves are going to be popping off. We don't want to do that. Alright, put a little bit more water in. This time we'll use this injector. And on the real things, you can hear the water pick up when you start applying steam, it starts making this unmistakable ringing sound, whereas otherwise you'll have just the sound of steam hissing, basically. And it's a very violent, very loud noise. Let's see, I think this is the air. I think it's an air-operated blowdown on this thing, which the valve for that is actually this lever right here. But because we don't have air pressure yet, we can't blow it down. So let's fix that. Let's start the output of the lubricator. Adjust that just a little bit there. There we go. And now we'll slowly start the air compressor. Since both drain lines are opened, there is a bug in the game, unfortunately, that does not like when you have the air compressor drain lines closed. It will always tell you that you're gaining condensate in the air compressor, meaning there's water in there, so I have to leave them open. There we go. There's our pump. And this thing takes a lot of steam pressure, so I want to make sure that we're not losing too much. Looks like we're still raising pressure even, oddly enough. You can see the fire flicker a little bit with every pump of the air compressor too. Another neat little touch. Because they will do that, because as you can see the steam comes out of the stack there. When the air compressor exhausts, it shoots the steam right out the stack. And that's not always the case on every engine, just most engines. There's a lot of different cases where that's not the case though, like Southern Pacific AC-12 cab forwards. They have a very, very unmistakable sound for the air compressors because their exhaust lines are their own lines that exhaust straight out of the their own pipes. So that's why you'll see some of them in simulators that make that pew 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 noise. Those are the air compressor exhausts for the AC-12s. It's just a very unique sound, and it's all got to do with the length of the air compressor exhaust line, how it's routed, but like I said, usually they're exhausting right out the stack, similarly to the blower, so you'll see the fire flicker every time the air compressor pumps. Spudsterd, I come to watch trains. You have come to the right place, my friend. You'll have to excuse me leaning forward to read that comment. I am blind as a bat. I should be wearing these, but now I look like a nerd. Whatever. I am a nerd. Who am I kidding? I wouldn't be sitting here if I wasn't. Okay, so we're still gaining a little bit of pressure here, which is interesting. I swear I just saw the pressure drop before. Alright, give the air compressor a little bit more juice. Just let it keep draining. I'm gonna close the air tank drains now though, because that way we'll actually start making air pressure. Ah, okay. Well, how you doing, Portable? Good to see you. I figured you were probably one of the members of my community. No one else is really here as far as I know, so. Ah, I am streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, so I wasn't sure which side you were on. The U of tube. The tube of you. Alright. I should be good to go and basically just open this thing full bore now. Gotta watch my steam pressure though, it'll probably plummet a little bit. Oh yeah, look at that. Dropping like a rocket. Fortunately, it doesn't take much time to pump the air, so that'll settle out and then we'll be building pressure again. Now my goal here before we set off is to reach full pressure, and that's standard procedure too, just to make sure that you actually have working safety valves, because that's very important. If you don't have working safety valves that go off at the pressure that they're supposed to go at, which is 150 psi on this engine, then you run the risk of going boom. Nobody likes going boom. I mean, except maybe Rico, the Madagascar penguin. Kaboom? Yes, Rico, kaboom. Oh no, no! Come on, Pressure, come back. We love you, Pressure. We love you and we need you. Holy smokes. Dropped me all the way down to 110. I was just at 130 before. See, this is what I'm saying. Turn your back on these things for 2 seconds. They just do whatever they want. Gotta show them who's boss. Politely and gently, because they do have the capacity to kill you still. It's like you're dealing with a serial killer. They're polite, they're nice, but they can also kill you in the blink of an eye if they so choose to. Yep. G-Tel flame out. Yes, Rico, kaboom. I'll never forget that old video on YouTube. I don't think it's even up anymore, which is such a shame. There was the what the fuck of the G-Tel starting up with the flames coming out of the stack and everything. That used to be one of my favorite videos. There was a whole compilation of the what the fuck boom. That really goes to show my age and level of maturity at the time of discovering YouTube. Alright, now we're coming back. Again, I'm to about 130, 135. Alright. Give it another quick notch on the fuel regulator. As soon as the safety valve pops, I'm just going to turn on the injector a little bit to cool it down. I just want to make sure that everything is golden. And once that happens, we'll take this thing out. Oh no, not the air compressor again. Right where we need to be, come on. There we go. And like most steam engines, this is equipped with 2 safety valves too. The left is just the primary, the right is basically a backup or an emergency. It typically goes off about 5 psi after the first one does, and pressure continues to raise. Much steaming. Fire down a little bit here. Check the stack. A little bit more atomizer. There we go. Good and clean. Alright. Put a little bit of water in the boiler. Just kind of sounds like a toilet flushing on this engine. That's, I guess, partially because of the, again, with the way the plumbing is set up. The injector is literally right here in front of me. On most engines, it's actually set up to be mounted right down here under the cab. And you would have to lean out and take a look to see that there's water flowing out before you actually go and start the steam side of the injector. Because if there's no water and you just put steam out, you're just wasting steam. Okay. The safety valve is still ready to pop off, so we're going to take down the blower and the atomizer some more. Alright, you know what, we're going to pull it out of the shop here. Move the Johnson bar forward. Gotta remove the lock from the throttle. Where is it? There it is. Throttle lock off. That'll be a good way to kill the pressure too. Just force the air compressor to run. Just want to verify that the air works too. Good enough for me. Alright, and off we go. Quite a bit to get started, especially when it's cold. That's one of the comments the developer said that he'd like to change if he could. It's just how much it takes to get the thing started. It feels like it's too much, and I honestly would have to agree with that. Oh, we're killing the pressure already too. Look at that. Take that going out a little bit more. Right. Looks like we're building pressure again too. That's good. Take that down just one notch then. Now that we're outside too, give the boiler a little blowdown. Get rid of any soot, sediment that might be built up in the boiler, any scale. Probably not the best idea to blow down the tunnel. Should be good to close the cylinder cocks now too. Everything should be nice and warmed up. There should be no more condensation. Yeah, easy to lose boiler pressure with a boiler the size of your left index finger. Yeah, it is a very small boiler. It's good in a lot of ways too, though. It doesn't take so much engineering when they constructed it, I guess. And with the thing being oil fired and everything too, you can just regulate steam pressure on a dime. Need more pressure? Okay, here it comes. Pull the Johnson bar back a little bit here. Right, and our speed. We're sitting at right about 6 feet per second, which is, again, Disney's choice for measurement because it's 3-foot gauge and very small. on now. I guess there's a hill here. I may have to employ somebody else to regulate the fire if this keeps up. This is 1955, so much of the Disneyland park, I guess, was still just very open space at this point. I know there is a station over here somewheresville. I don't know if it's there at this point, but come on. Pressure, please. Pressure, please. Stack's still burning clean. I don't know why the void is opened up above the stack, but I'm going to attribute that to some weird graphical fuckery of the heat wave exhaust particles. Climbing a little bit, it's trying. I didn't realize this hill was really that big. Let's check everything here. Oh, boiler water low. Let's fix that. Oh, yes it is! Yes it is. We're gonna have to get the fire rip roar in here then, because otherwise I'm not gonna be able to do crapola pressure we got. Yeah, I think the station is here, but I guess it's not here yet at this point in the era that we're simulating. Oh, hello pressure. See? That's what I'm talking about, man. We didn't have pressure a second ago, and now we do. There we go. Kill the pressure with a little bit of full Johnson bar movement. We don't need running gear where we're going. Pins and bushings too. Okay. Water pressure, or water level is not exactly climbing, and I attribute that to being on such a steep grade too. Oh, come on, pressure. Boy, we're just all over the place with pressure on this thing now. Needs more atomizer. Probably too much atomizer because I can hear it like that. Oh, here's the station. station. It's like half on a hill, half not. Oh, half uphill, half downhill. Never stop the thing in time. Screw it, we're going around the test loop. We're just going on a test loop, that's all. Also, I am gonna give in here and we're gonna add. There we go. Target pressure, let's set it to 147. Set high fire. There we go. Now we've got somebody doing that for me. Now I can focus on just killing the pressure. It seems I'm doing a significant job of. Oh, it's coming back. He got this. Mike's got my back. You need pressure, bro? I got pressure, bro. Right now, that would be for this too, I believe. We're just doing a test loop now anyway, so. Bypass that station. I have never been to a Disney park, so I don't really know what their schedule or patterns are like. But that one was not lined. Was not lined into that station. Singularity. Yeah, it is a singularity for sure. It's just a black hole. And now we're going down a hole. Okay, Mike is doing a damn good job because my pressure is way back up now. Okay. Got it. Good. Low fire, yeah. This is making it worse somehow. Alright. You know what? Set drifting. Oh, let's try this now too. Yep. Try cock. Steam. No, it should be water and steam, but you have to kind of scooch in to see the water part. Come on now. Thank you. Okay. Now, I wonder how he's regulating the blower, because on this engine, for me particularly, it seems like it's hard to run anything without blower at all. But normally when you're running, you would still have the blower cracked a little bit, I would think. Even on an oil-fired, or especially on an oil-fired engine. But on a coal-fired engine, the draft from the exhaust is enough to just keep your fire going. I just wonder if that's the case on this thing. I would think not. Oh, I'm really schmoovin'. Should probably slow it down a little bit. And when I get to the station too, oh, come on, Mike. Kill him, Smalls. Set spot fire. And we'll go prepare to stop. We'll be stopping soon at another station. Might have said that too soon, but we'll see. And when we come to a stop too, I want to check the journals and lubrication again. Make sure everything there is good. no issues in the status box, so that's a good sign. My cat Tucky is watching the stream on the other TV in the house. Well, hi Tucky. Normally he's sitting in the bed in the window behind me, but I knew he was gonna try to get out of here the second I closed the door on him. Yeah, coal fires draft great from what I'm told. It honestly it depends on the engine too. It depends on how hard you're working the engine. On an engine like 611, which, like I said earlier, I've fired 611. She's a big engine and gigantic firebox, huge. That thing drafts no problem, absolutely. But there are some smaller engines that have fireboxes with keyhole fireboxes shaped like this one. You knock it off, safety valves. Come on, Mike. Oh, I'm coming in the station hot again. But yeah, the keyhole fireboxes, they tend to draft a little bit differently, especially on the older engines. Safety valve blowing off the station. Well, I'm gonna have my ass for this. Okay. Station stop completed. Alright, I think the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna depart here. We're gonna make another loop around. We're gonna bypass this station and stop at the other one. More people watch in the meantime while we wait for the conductor's call. One of the things that's really good about this game too is the sound design. It's really good. All right, there we go. That's our sign to get the heck out of Dodge. So let's open up the cylinder cocks again real quick. I probably don't need them open, but I hope this song isn't copyrighted. That would suck. Right, fail. Come on. Getting out of the station is always such a pain too. So yeah, with the slipping, we're gonna just apply sand then. Because I get the feeling we're gonna slip hard coming out of the station if I don't. Oh, tell me I'm centered. I'm stuck on dead center. Alright. Put it in reverse. That's another thing that was simulated. That's kind of an issue sometimes. The dead center, which is a point in the running gear and the valve gear motion and all that stuff where no matter how much steam you apply, it will not move because it's unable to push the pistons in either direction. It was mostly an issue just on old engines like the Stephenson's valve gear stuff. It just the spacing for like the amount of play in the gear where that is an issue is just too large. hole. Alright, come on, Mike. Killing me here, man. Target pressure down a little bit. Pressure. There we go. I probably should kick that up a little bit even now. Maybe we should be able to keep it up at least at 144. No idea what the layout is for the hills on this railroad. It's kind of hard to tell, but it looks like we might be coming up on a hill. It's schmoving, so. Alright, let's change the switches now too. For 3, 4, 5, 6. That should set me into that other station that we just passed. Oh, I forgot to check the journals. Oh well. One thing that bothers me too is I can only do this when I don't have that on, but quillable whistle for railroader. They did it before. Just nobody knows. Oh right, I'm on. Now it's draggy mode now. Some juice. Give it the beans. Technical lookup and derail the entire train with very little notice. Yeah, about that. I have accidentally derailed this train before. But yeah, no, we just don't need East Palestine happening in Disneyland. Especially because I think the coaches are wooden. There's a lot of wood bits on this cab too, and running boards I think are wooden. So yeah. All right. But yeah, also meaning to go to Disney and check out steam locomotives for a while now. I mentioned it way early in the stream. I think before anyone was even here. But I used to work at Pine Creek Railroad Museum, and a lot of you guys on my Discord already know that, but the #1 engine that they had there was from Raritan River Sand Company. It was a little sand pit in New Jersey, a little 040 saddle tank engine, but Disney actually ended up buying that and converting it into what is now the #4, the Ernest S. Marsh. So that's a pretty neat little thing. But at some point Pine Creek turned it into a tender engine. Disney completely went and rebuilt all of it, if I'm not mistaken, basically. So, but the saddle tank, the original saddle tank is still on the property at Pine Creek. Wooden coaches plus journal bearings feels like easy amount of oversight. Yeah, I mean, they were going for, Walt knew what he wanted. Walt was a man that knew what he wanted, and he liked trains. He liked the old stuff, the old ornate stuff, and he wanted it colorful, which, fair, it's an amusement park. Why wouldn't you want that? But he also liked the original stuff, so he wanted to keep it as original as possible. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the CK Holiday was built from the ground up for Disney, as well as the EP Ripley, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the coaches being wooden, again, I could be wrong about that. They might not be wooden. And they don't have journal bearings either, if I'm not mistaken. The journals I'm referring to are like the driving boxes on the engine. Alright, we're passing this station, that's right. Come on, Mike. Take the pressure down. You're doing so good. Alright, now we're going to stop at the other station here. I think that switch is what's gotten me in the past. Really. Okay, now we're gonna pull in here. I don't know if that's a crossing or not. But it looked like one, so I went with it. Alright, this should be a much better stop than what we had before. Beautiful. Could probably have pulled up a little bit more even, but that was a nice, gentle stop at least. Can't complain about that. But, you know, they could, maybe, if it wasn't. I don't remember where it was that I saw it. I think it was Reddit. I saw a discussion about freight versus passengers. Why don't more freight conductors go to passenger stuff, and why don't more passenger conductors freight stuff? And there were points on both sides that made me laugh. Most of which was, you know, oh, freight doesn't complain, and passengers are self-loading freight. But, you know, of course, as the engineer, you don't deal with any of the passengers on the train, but the conductor does, so. Alright, off we go. Don't you be dead centered again, I swear to you. No! There we go. Still had a little bit of air left in the system. Oh, hang on now. Sand ahoy. And I once again forgot to check the journals. You know what? Screw it. Alright, now, check. Check lubrication, check journals. And while we're here, we'll check the water. Wet and cold still. Okay. Well, wet is better than greasy. It means that the lubrication is warmed up a little bit and it's more viscous. Can't complain about that. I got the water tower right here, so I'm gonna need water. 3/4. I'll be okay for another loop. Check fuel. I don't know if there's a fuel fill here. I would think not, because the smell of diesel is not most pleasant for most passengers, I would think. I personally wouldn't mind it, but that's me. I'm a freak. I'm a weirdo. I don't belong here. 20 inches. I think 26 inches is full tank. So I'm going to say that we're okay on that for now, too. Yep. Perfect timing. Got to check everything while I was here. Come on now. Come on. Alright, off we go. Yeah, I can tell that we had less pressure than I had anticipated when I blew the whistle, and it sounded like a lower tone. Yes, the smell. The smell specifically. The smell of diesel is one of those things that gets some people going. And other people, it does not. And it looks like we're just about clear of that switch. There we go. Now we'll be stopping at the other station this time around. Fortunately, it didn't take much to get the pressure back up again this time. But Mike is really killing me here with this. He's killing me pressure. Meanwhile, him moving these valves feverishly, he's probably like, I got blisters on me fingers! Yes, I'm sure you do, Mike. I'm sure you do. But that's not my problem. You wanted to be the fireman, not me. I'm just the guy driving. I don't know anything about that stuff. Just sitting there like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to the fire. That's your department. Big, strong man with a shovel. And now he's pissed off at me. He's setting off the safeties now instead. This is his way of rebelling against me. That and the low pressure. He's pissed. Mike is invisible, by the way. Mike is a ghost. I've already killed him. Like, he's killed my pressure. I don't know if I actually killed him or if he died, you know, feverishly trying to keep the pressure up. But one way or another, he's clearly dead. You don't see him, but he's there. I just overworked him, that's all. He's just, been overworked by Disney. I am the mascot of an evil corporation! Fire? That's the thing that glows, right? Yes. Unless it's nighttime. Then that could be the headlight. Which is electrically operated on this thing, but no dynamo. It's battery, apparently. I don't know where the axle generator is that charges the battery. I also don't know where the battery is. Maybe it's under the seats or in the tender. But that's what this little switch box over here does. But it only charges when you're moving. I think it's that. No, that's... Oh, jeez. Sun bright, sun bad. I don't know if that's the right switch even. One of them's the headlights, one of them's the gauge lights. Not that you'll see it anyway. Daytime. Sun bright and fire bad. Sounding like every foamer that lives in their mom's basement. Sun bright, fire bad. Very happy that most fire happens to be in the visible spectrum, otherwise we would be screwed. Yes, methane. I believe, or no, not methanol. Methanol is dangerous stuff because when it burns, you can't see the flames. You would know about that because of racing stuff, but that's a whole nother story. Alright, coming in for the stop. Hey, that was a pretty good one. Alright. Now, before I forget again, just check everything real quick. What was it? This one. Wet, cold. Greasy. Greasy and cold. Okay, I don't remember what greasy means, but I think that means it's a little cold again. Methane being deadly because it doesn't burn in the visible spectrum. Almost smack dab in the middle, it's just that it's very, very dim. Well, yeah, but I mean when it's when you're in conditions like this, you probably aren't gonna see it. So, yeah. I believe it's methanol, too. Methane is the stuff cows put out when they fart. Greenhouse gases and all that. Juice, the boost, the beans. Oh, doing some cute little quarter slipping there. Hey, you better get that fire going, Mike. Dropping like a rock over here. Meanwhile, Mike's like, dude, just lay off the throttle a little bit. Never. I refuse. Full bore. Alright, and now for the next go around, we're going to be stopping at this one again. Just gotta wait until I get out of range of that other set of switches real quick. Oh, whoops. I wasn't supposed to throw those. Oh no! Oh, okay, well, that's it. Now I've gone and done it. for the abyss. For legal reasons, nobody was hurt. Just so we're clear on that. For legal reasons. Even when it slingshotted back and then came lunging at me, no one was hurt. Well, that sucks. That does sucks. Well, now what? Guess I'll shut the compressor off. We don't need that anymore. We don't need compressing or fire. What? No, all aboard. Blowdown. Mike, can you, I can't turn Mike off now. Oh, there we go. Right. Yeah, I think we binned it. Okay, the smoke is not ceasing either for some reason. Okay, well, that's one of the downsides of this game too, is once you derail, there's no way to re-rail. Red lever slammed. Yeah, if only there was a red lever. It's just a brass handle. Lame. No Polar Express. Are you sure? This looks like a brake. Well, now what? We don't really have enough time here to start off again. So, let's see. We could do something else for a little bit. Steam locomotive is an eensy bit screwed. You know what? It wasn't even the locomotive in that scenario. That thing stayed on the tracks just fine. The issue was the passenger cars because somebody pulled a 475 and switched the tracks the wrong way, and yeah. Instead of the excavator this time, I just slammed into my own stupidity. Um, my lack of patience, I suppose. I just got complacent. It happens to the best of us. Fortunately, for the rest of us, if you will, when that happens, most people don't die. Um, in this scenario, for legal reasons, everyone's fine. Um, the reality is, I don't know. I was in the engine. It stayed on. Disney has fired me. I have ceased my operations at Disney. So, let's see, what do we do in the meantime then? Could probably play about 45 minutes worth of DayZ. Friday Fun Days, not until, you know, Friday, but screw it. We'll get started a little early on Friday Fun Day. Even though that's going to be, we're going to be doing Project Zomboid for that. So let's see. This is the server I've been playing on lately. Set up the all season one. Alright. I'm just setting that up real quick. There's a reason that complacency is the number one thing to avoid. Yes, complacency is a bigger killer in the workplace than many people give it credit for. And that's for good reason. You get used to doing things one way. I just got a notification from Daisy telling me I'm still alive. Whoa. There we go. Okay, automatic. Trying is not playing nice with OBS now. I'm assuming it's probably because I don't have it in windowed mode. So give me a moment here to fix that problem, and we'll hopefully be killing zombies and not myself. Staying Alive is the song you're thinking of, probably, by the Bee Gees. Okay, Daisy is sitting here. It's not quite loading. Well, this is a disaster suddenly, just like the train falling off the tracks because of my stupidity. Once again, I have done this to myself. You know what? Let's just try Project Zomboid then, because I know that'll cooperate with me. Whether or not it'll cooperate with OBS is probably a different story, but that's a problem for me in a few minutes here, I guess. Yes, Portal. Okay, good, perfect. It already works with OBS. See, look at that. I didn't have to dick around with it. I like it when I don't have to dick around with stuff. Why is my mouse not visible on my side? What on earth? OBS is showing it, but I don't. There we go. Okay. No, and it's gone again. I think I might have to change it to. Why is borderless windowed? That, you know, it's because of the way I have it set up to capture the game. I think it's there we go. There we go. All right, now I can see my mouse. Okay, let's do solo. We'll do builder. I won't use any mods. I'll be a good boy. You know what? No, screw it. We're gonna do the fun mods. Bandits day one. And mod options. Point blank. Yeah. We'll do that. And then for custom sandbox, we'll do next. Hello? Oh, it's loading the mods. No, this isn't trains. The train has left the station and ended up strewn all over the ground. This is the backup. Alright, so custom sandbox. We'll go for Rosewood because I kinda sorta know the area. This will do initial infection because this is good fun. Okay. I'll take that out. 4 points. What do I do? Let's get baseball player, since it'll start us with a baseball bat. I think that will probably help me to stay alive. Actually, what was the career? Doctor. Oh, perfect. Well, that's a good setup right there. Boyd Street. My man Boyd Street. Yeah, I agree. Rosewood is one of the best spawns. I don't know what's with my voice all of a sudden. Debug mode, you can screw around with through Steam's properties and stuff. Yes, I did know about that. I haven't messed with it yet. because I had a totally legitimate version of this game previously, and it was near impossible to do that with. But then I bought it on Steam, and now I have to set that up. I really wanted to do it with the other version of the game that I had because I had a really good survival thing going on, and then the next thing I knew, I was bitten. I didn't want that. Nobody wanted that. Oh, hello. Why are there like 8 people in lab coats? That's my window, dude. I needed that. So this is the initial infection, meaning this is kind of sort of before zombies were a widespread thing, but I might have it set up wrong because I already hear sirens going off, and people are already breaking my windows, which is not a good sign. Okay, this person I guess is whoever I'm living with. I don't know what's up with all the people that were in lab coats smashing my windows. I need my weapon. Attach back. Oh yeah, this is quite accelerated from the version that I'm used to at this point, because this doesn't usually happen until a couple of days in. I might have set up wrong, but we're gonna go with it anyway. Spoiler alert, there is bad stuff coming. As if we didn't already know that. It's the zombie apocalypse. Okay, we're gonna grab that. The saw is important. I already have a hammer. Grab a crowbar. Grab a screwdriver. Sure. I didn't think I grabbed the hammer, but okay. Attach belt right. Oh. That's the one I already had, I think. Okay. Leather jacket. That'll be good. What are my shoes? Because I've got sneakers there. I may switch to. What are my shoes? Shoes. Yeah. Okay. Unequip. Oh, you're just smoking in my house. Okay. We didn't discuss that. That wasn't part of the agreement, but sure. I don't really have any use for batteries or any of that other stuff, so maybe I've got a gun in here. Sometimes I get lucky. There's like a gun case. Closed umbrella. That doesn't look closed. Just saying. More fanny packs. Wow, these people really like fanny packs. That's like 4 of them in this place already. Where were they? Do they have anything in them? Doesn't look like it. No. Okay. Oh, shit. That's why I hate this part of the mod. It's just the person I'm living with, but it still does the jump scare noises. I know you're there. Oh, good. Gun case. Place item. Okay, I gotta have self-restraint with this though, because ooh, hello. Gotta have self-restraint with the gun because there are police that will kill me before the zombies even get here. Found a moth in the gun and child's bedside table. Oh my god. Yeah, seriously. Who knows what you'll find. This is why you look everywhere. Oh, I have a car key too. Perfect. That was just from the start. Let's see. No bullets found. I don't know if there's bullets in there, so I'm just gonna open this box of rounds and insert. Yep. I wish I had a holster too. You're gonna give me a gun. You might as well give me a holster too, right? You would think that would be in the gun case if anything, but right. Insert magazine. We're gonna make this primary because I have no idea how far along we really are at this stage. So, but I do know that we're gonna have to start getting the fuck out of here because if we don't, we will literally be bombed to death. So I've got to find a water bottle would be great. Dry food. Alright, yeah, this'll do. I actually don't need the dish towel, but... Aw, you can't fit the canned sardines in there? Whatever. I'm just gonna take all of this because I'm just gonna go to the car with it. I'm not taking any of the frozen stuff. You know what, this stuff, fruits and veggies, milk, that'll do. Nothing that I have to cook right now though, because I'm just worried about getting the hell out of Dodge. We'll take these. Still haven't found, oh, they're good. Tumbler. Grab one. Fill tumbler. Alright, no, I'm just gonna go. Just gonna go. Gotta find out where the car is that I have the key to. Chevalier Dart, I believe. Oh! Can I help you, gentlemen? I guess that's a no. Okay. Nothing really useful here. Why do you have a hockey stick? Where did you get the hockey stick? I think that's the person that was living with me. Tell me you gave me the car key, but no car. Oh, is it this? Is it this one? Okay, things are getting bad already, but they're also pretty buggy for most of it because a lot of people are just standing around shrugging. So that's usually a good sign that there's something wrong with the game. The mods specifically, I guess, but we'll deal with that as it happens. Get all this stuff into the car. I don't know if there's anything in the satchel, but there probably is. Did I never put these sneakers on? Okay, well, now I'm wearing shoes. That's good. No footies getting all torn up, hopefully. Okay, no, you know what? I'm gonna take the satchel with me up at the front. Because I'm probably gonna need that. Can you, please? Okay, there's that. I should be good now. Are you coming with me or not? I guess they're not coming with me. Unless they got in the car and I didn't see it. Oh, come on, man. Don't stand in the street like that. Oh, someone's shooting. I don't get in the hell out of Dodge. There's more shooting. Yeah, the bandits and the police just going nuts. It's time to get out. Gotta get out of the city before too long because they will bomb the cities. That's why Rosewood is not normally a bad spawn, but anywhere populated is a bad spawn for this mod. I don't even know where I'm going. Just gonna go anywhere on the main road. Anywhere away from the city. Should be the right direction. Nobody's on the road anyway. I don't know why I bothered driving on the right side, but whatever. Okay, I have half a tank of gas. That should do me for a bit. Number one priority is just getting the hell out of the town for me. Somewhere secluded in like farm territory, basically. Can I help you? Explosion. Yeah. That is why you gotta get the hell out of the towns. It's just gunshots galore right now. The version I was playing before, it wasn't like that, but I think it's either been updated and made to make things happen faster, or I selected the wrong thing somewhere down the line. All I know is that normally it gives you a couple of days. In this scenario, it gave me no time. But it's hard to control yourself sometimes in the days leading up to the emergency stuff happening, because you find guns, you see other people that are, lying on the ground already, and you just... The police, they are still alive at this point, so you can't just go around killing people, because the police show up and they have guns. And if you manage to avoid the police, the military comes in, and it's basically just Grand Theft Auto at this point. I'm surprised I haven't passed anything yet. Yes, there's music that way. That's great. Oh look, finally a turn in the road. Where does it go? Oh no, I'm hungry. Son of a gun. Well, let's go this way. This looks like a farmy area. Whoa, hello, goodbye. Kinda glad I took away the speed demon trait now, because I would have easily crashed into like 100 things by now. My car would be wrecked. R-E-K-T, wrecked. Alright, let's see. Oh! Like that. There's a tree there. Okay, farm. Yeah, this'll do. Hopefully. I'll start bombing this place. Oh, you were in there all along. I don't know why they get out of the car like that, though. Oh, great. Bunch of people here. I'm sure the second I step into this barn, they're gonna be like, "We didn't invite you here, get out." Yep. Uh-huh. Oh! I was just defending myself. You saw it. They all attacked me. I think he was with them, so... Oh no, they're dropping gas. Oh, they're dropping gas. I gotta... rip clothing all. I've got that satchel and I don't know what's in it, but... I don't want to... Military boots. We're gonna need them. Was that rounds? Ooh. Oh no, that was a lighter. Key. Come on. I know I saw something good. Where was it? Yeah, this person is probably a looter of some sort because they have all this stuff on them. Oh, cops are here. Time to skedaddle. Because I don't need them asking any questions. Okay. On the hungry side now, though. I really should get some of this.
car or you're getting left. Drink the milk. Oh no. It's about to get real dicey. Oh no, the gas is making me drunk. Trying to make sure I stay on the road, but I also would like to eat and maintain myself. Oh, they're dropping gas here too. I don't know how long that takes to settle out. The car key for what good it'll do me. Candy because it's edible and it'll make me happy. Oh, come on. I gotta stop somewhere where I can get gas. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. I didn't even think this was a gas station. It's my lucky day. Now, the problem is, if you don't have the money for the gas early on in the game, they will come after you for that too. Refill from gas pump. And I don't know if I have enough money. Is that blood or ketchup? Wait, what? Oh no, they're bombing the place. Come on, fill the fucking gas tank already, dude. Oh no. Come on, come on. I think this is probably gonna be more than $24 worth of gas. Yeah, see. Somebody stop them, lady. Shut your mouth. Sometimes they'll start attacking you too. Fortunately, this time we didn't get attacked. Oh, good God. Yeah. Time to go. Oh! No! Eventually, they nuke the big city. Oh no, I looked down for 1 second because I wanted to get rid of this. Eventually they nuke the cities, so that's why it's important to get the fuck out of the cities. Considering they're already dropping regular old boom boom bombs, I don't think we're along for this world if we stay anywhere near the cities. But now I'm heading back in the other direction-ish, so I hope I'm not heading towards Riverside or any of that, because that would be like where the mall is and shit. Oh god. Yeah, I gotta be going like the other way. This is scary as shit. Just the bombs lighting everything up in the distance. I was playing with this mod a while ago, and there was some guy who just started running towards the school in like the early days. And he was yelling like, "I can't take it anymore," or something like that. And then he threw a Molotov cocktail at the school and burned himself to death with it. And I just couldn't help but think of Seattle. Seattle's not a real place. I feel bad for anyone who lives there. Except for the people who move there willingly for whatever ungodly reason. Damn, it's like you brought this on yourself. You probably knew what you were getting into. And if you didn't, you saw the signs once you moved. Get out. What are they even bombing at this point? There's nothing here. This is all farmland. They're bombing the trees. We are the military and we bomb for the trees. Okay, well, there's this. What's that? Probably something that's about to be bombed. Yeah. Already bombing the place. Oh. Oh, it's a farmer's market. Oh, perfect. Okay, because I need food skis. Okay, that person is now dead. So I'm probably going to see if they have money on them. That person is also now dead. Actually, let's put this watch on. Oh, the place is burning down now. These people are all going to burn to death just because they're standing there. Oh. Oh. Got you, motherfucker! Just let the fire do the work. What? I didn't even see you there. Why won't you shoot? No! Oh no, I'm screwed now. I don't think I have tweezers. Oh, please let that be him. Good. Because now I know he's got a gun. Maybe I can loot his corpse before it completely turns to ash? Nope, too late. Now I'm gonna be walking like this though. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Oh, that's the military. Okay, I think my partner is deceased. Oh, I don't know what to do. I need... Oh shit. I know what to do. I need to get the fuck out of here. Just gotta keep driving. Oh no. This is a populated area. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna die. I need that satchel, please. And I need to get out. I need to drop all this heavy stuff. All this food. Okay, I think I might be okay-ish for the time being. Clean the rags. Satchel, what's in here? Tweezers! Good. This is gonna be dangerous though. disinfect, alcohol wipes, bandage, the bandage. This bandage. Disinfect with alcohol wipes. Sheets. Remove this bandage. Oh! Remove bullet tweezers. Bandage. Okay. I think I've got one more bullet in me. Yep. Good thing I'm a doctor. Oh, I can stitch it. I have the suture needle. It is, yeah. Yeah, you can clean wounds with all kinds of alcoholic beverages like bourbon. Bourbon is like really good for disinfecting. Okay. Please. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna stitch this one too. Bandage it too. Oh. What else do I have on me that's heavy? Oh, it's because of the satchel. Right. Okay, let's see. I can put the satchel in there now. Where'd it go? Come on now. No. Satchel. School bag. Put one bag. Clean all the bandages. Not starve to death. Hefty appetite thing is really not doing me any favors right now. Yeah, not only is your wounded, you get a nice drink as a reward. A reward, absolutely. Oh. What are they shooting at? Are they Jesus?
Let's check inside.
They're standing on water.
Over there, inside.
Okay, I bet these guys have guns and ammo, maybe. Oh, large backpack. Yes, please. Okay, I have magazines for my suture needle, sterilized bandage, spiked baseball bat. Yes, por favor. Bottle of disinfectant, that's important too. This is why we loot corpses. They've got the good stuff. They never have anything in their backpacks, which is interesting to me. Okay, more sterilized bandages. I'm gonna take the water bottle too, because water is gonna start getting hard to find. More M9 magazines. I'm gonna be way the fuck down, man. There was just a whole group of them here. The looters and shit. So. Okay. Time to go. This area is getting a little too hot now. Okay, come on. What do you mean seat occupied? Seat occupied by who? Who the hell is in my car? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, come on. Get in the car. Okay. Oh, don't you shoot at me. I was just like stopping to rubberneck for a moment there and I almost got killed. The guy was starting to take aim at me. I was like, dude, I'm just driving past. Don't shoot me. Okay, I'm gonna just drive off into this field here for a moment. Because nobody should bother me here. And now I should be able to take care of my existing wounds and bandages. Disinfect. Stitch. Bandage with the sterilized bandage. Oh man. Disinfect bandages. Disinfect rags. Okay, perfect. Now I really have to. Gotta get rid of some of these extra mags. They are weighing me down real bad, and I don't even know if any of them have ammo in them. They do. They do. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna put as many of them as I can in my fanny pack here then. That wasn't too many, but... Alright, not really sure what else to do right now. I'm gonna put this in there. I've got my school bag, I've got all my other food and stuff in. Oh, I can't fit that in the trunk? That is disappointing. Oh, I kinda need that. No, please, grab. Alright, get in the car. Put that on one of the seats. Take some painkillers along here too. Sterilized rags, sterilized bandages, and put them in my bags. So I'm not crazy weighted down with all this other stuff. Hello? Is the hazmat convention in town? And why is it in the middle of the field? You know what? Not questioning it. This building is burning down now. Kind of tempted to do some shooty shoots, but I don't know if I have the ammo. Where did my gun go? There it is. Okay, equip. Primary. Open the door. Come on, let me in. Oh. Need to reload anyway, apparently. Oh! Oh! No! No, I am dead. Maybe not. Yeah, nope, I'm dead. Maybe I just barely survived. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh my god. Oh no! I really just... The zombie apocalypse. Everyone around me is burning, shooting, or turning into a zombie. And I crashed my car into a tree. Well, that was disappointing. Isn't this just your... This is just your average day in Philly. Yeah. Pretty much. Philly or Boston or Detroit maybe. That I would wholeheartedly agree with. Okay. Well, we've got another hour left in the stream, so I guess we can do a new character here. Do we do Moldra, I think, is the way to go here because of the isolated side of it. 800 a year? Oh, for shootings? Something like that. Murders? I don't know if it still is, but I know for a time it was... Camden was the murder capital of the world. Camden, New Jersey. I don't know if that figure is anywhere near as bad as that. Okay, Google. What is the murder capital of the United States? My phone wants to cooperate. Respond. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. What is the murder capital of the United States? Just the chaos going on in Project Zomboid in the meantime.
According to Freedom for All Americans, St. Louis, Mo, murder capital of the U.S.
St. Louis, Missouri. I wouldn't have guessed that, but I knew St. Louis was bad, but I didn't think it was that bad. Huh. Go figure. 36,164 crashes per day. Wow. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. January 2025, it was Baltimore. First in time. But they have a 23% decrease in homicides from the previous year. It's not exactly a statistic to be proud of if you ask me, but that's just my opinion. I'm no police officer, nor would I want to be, honestly. I commend anyone who has the balls to deal with the public in the way that they do. Our men in blue, I salute you. Don't think I could do it. I can barely handle the public when they're not agitated, so... I don't like people. That much I can say. Oh man. Slow learner, desensitized, organized. Oh, I'm probably a veteran. I'm almost tempted to see if I can wait out the explosions. This isn't too bad. I think I can deal with this. Oh boy. Let's see though. Fast reader. I'm gonna pull that in, and speed demon because I had the extra point. Now what is my career though? Police officer. So aiming, fitness. Okay. Weak, asthmatic, clumsy. Probably not the best traits for a police officer, come to think of it, but oh yeah. Funny. I was like, oh yeah, our police officers, I salute you. Oh well, here you go. Wouldn't want to be one. Now you are. Now you don't have a choice in the matter. Get out there. Oh boy. Satchel. Up on back. Oh, I already have the school bag too. Shoot. Because I kind of didn't really need that. But, you know, I'm going to put this back on my back then. The satchel can go in my backpack. Bag in a bag in a bag in a bag in a bag. It's like that episode of SpongeBob with the chocolate. The guy convinces them to buy all the bags. Ooh, rifle. Saw. Hammer. Okay. I've got a rifle but no rounds. Gun case. Yes, please. Ooh, Desert Eagle. And rounds and magazine. Alright, oh, they're gassing the place. Shit. Eat something. I don't know what kind of gas they're dropping that it's making everything drunk, but I don't really want to find out either. So, okay, I've got 4 boxes of rounds too. That is much better than I feel like I'm normally get. Right, insert magazine. Equip primary because I'm probably gonna need that. Canned sardines. I don't have a can opener this time. Canned sardines and canned corned beef can be opened without a can opener. I'm gonna take some of this other food and put it in my bag too because I am getting weighed down very quickly here. Oh, it's probably partially because of this, the rifle in my hands, or I guess, I don't know. I always wondered, where do you keep this stuff if it's not on your back or in your hands in this game, you know what I mean? What's the lore? Is it in your pockets? Oh yeah, I've got a rifle in my pocket. What? Not the place I would choose to put it, but oh, there's a can opener. Good. Oh, I didn't want 3 of them, thanks. I only wanted 1. Grab 1. Uno, por favor. Alright, drink. Can't drink. Too full. Okay, oh, it's quieted down out here now for the time being. Is there anyone even still alive here? I need to find a car. I can't tell if that's TV or people. That is people. And quite a few of them too. My goodness. So I cannot quite easily take them down and steal their car, so maybe I'll just ask them nicely. And of course by that I mean smash the windows and pray that there's a key in there. Belt left. I really wish these selections weren't so clumsy, but what can you do? There's probably a mod for that. Smash front right window. Okay, let's see. Bandages, no key. Of course. And whoever's shooting out there better not be shooting at me. That's all I know. Don't shoot me! I am nice guy. Except for when I shot that giant group of people that I trespassed on their property because they told me to leave. That's just normal people stuff, right? That is a lot of corpses. I think I can kill these people without feeling too bad about it. Oh, it's because their place got bombed and burned down. Whoops.
Being a father isn't easy, and I'm doing it by myself.
Sometimes I just hate you.
But I'll turn my life inside out for my kids.
Well, now I feel like an asshole.
Dad? We're only
But
kids.
So many feelings.
it's kill or be killed in the zombie apocalypse, I guess.
Premieres next.
And yet I haven't seen a single zombie hit. Oops, I think. Okay, put on the leather jacket. What I really need here is I need a car. Because I am far too heavy for my own goddamn good with all this stuff on. Speaking of which, though, watch, because telling time is good. There's a bunch of keys, but no specifically car keys, so God knows what these keys are actually for.
Here's a clue. Double XL bacon. Next time you're in a participating Spiffo store, just use the magic words, unleash the bacon, and watch delicious happen. The double XL bacon upgrade, in stores now.
Magazines? Yes, por favor. None of you have a big old backpack, though? Louisville map. I'll read that. Oh. Okay. Maybe I won't. Okay, I gotta see about my shoes, come to think of it. I am wearing regular shoes. Okay, drop. I want better shoes. I could have sworn I just saw somebody wearing boots. They usually do the trick. Sneakers, that'll do. Okay. The panic has settled down for the time being. It wasn't me. They were all dead when I got here. Not entirely a lie, just not entirely the truth. Most of them were dead when I got here. Okay, does that make you happy? Because it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me feel any better. And it doesn't bring them back. Okay, more corpses. Did I not put my shoes on again? Good gracious. I did. They're just dirty. Okay. Okay, this person's dead over here for some reason. I guess they went running when they when they caught fire. What is that sound? Oh, there's a person.
No! Oh, come on! Yikes! Yikes! Stop it! No! Ah! Whoa! Stop it! Yikes!
Would you just
Stop
fall
it!
over already?
Yikes! No! I'm hurt! Oh, come on!
Oh no. No, no, man. No, 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 no. And I'm dead. I'm not very good at this game. In case that wasn't already abundantly clear. But I don't think you're meant to be good at the game, considering it literally tells you how you're going to die. They're like, oh, this is how you died. You're expected to die, so at least I'm playing the game right. Okay. Well, let's try this one more time, maybe. Maybe this time I'll at least have a little bit of better luck. And I'll actually live long enough to see a zombie. Because I still haven't seen a single zombie. They're bombing the place. And I haven't seen a single thing that they're trying to get rid of. There's almost like some sort of conspiracy there. Couldn't be anything wrong here, certainly no. Anywho. Government in video game bad. Antidepressants. Oh, I hope I don't need them. I'm taking tweezers with me because I have learned my lesson. A first aid kit? Yes, please. Sheets. Rip sheets. Make bandage. Bandage make boo-boo better. Uh-oh. Some fool's rolling up. No! I literally just told the guy to fuck off. Because he came into my house. I told him to fuck off. He stabbed me and ran off. What on earth? Oh man. Just average experience in Kentucky, I guess. Oh goodness. That, at least he only stabbed me once. That could have been a lot worse. Speaking of which, let's take a knife and equip that as our secondary weapon now. I have no words. I'd love to be able to just stay here. But I don't think that's going to be a possibility. Of course, I don't have the keys to this car. They leave a car in my driveway, but no keys. Ooh, I saw beef jerky. Man, these houses are just completely stocked with this mod at the start. Okay, let's just open a mushroom soup. Because mushroom soup, good. Where'd it go? Oh, because I unpacked that from here. Okay, okay, put the canned sardines away. Put the chips away. Alright, we'll eat this. I'm gonna put the ripped sheets away too, because hopefully I won't need them anytime soon. Beef jerky, let's see, any other ready to eat stuff? Mac and cheese. Chocolate for when sad. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Actually, what are my skills this time? I don't even know. I didn't even pay any attention this time. I was just like, yeah, no, just do it. First aider. Okay, so I don't know where it would tell me what my career choice was. Oh, repairman. Okay. And it was first aid. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Alright, I need a water bottle, so I'll take that. And eat some pickles. Don't forget the pickles. banana. Because the long yellow thing, funny, haha. Minion sounds. That should be sufficient. This game is actually so much harder when there's no zombies, but there are people. Because the people are much more likely to kill you than the zombies are. As you know, much as that sounds like what? People are the zombies, what are you talking about? I mean, yeah. Not wrong. But also shut up. More canned corned beef. Why am I taking all this food like I'm gonna live this long? Like I'm gonna live long enough to enjoy it all. Car keys. Uh-oh. Here, shoots. I'm just gonna ask if I can come in. You are not welcome in here. Okay. Oh. Was this a house? No, don't shoot me. Just find some place where I can lay low for a little bit. Oh! I just ran right in front of a guy who was aiming a gun.
We gotta get inside. He's barricaded in the toilet.
What? Was there somebody barricaded in their bathroom?
Oh, he's right there in the house. He's right there in the kitchen.
I don't know what's going on in this place, man. But it doesn't look good for these people. No, somebody's coming. Why are you covered in blood? I got stabbed. He's like, ah, yeah, makes sense. I just told you. It's because I got stabbed. Friendly, wave high. I mean, that wasn't a wave back, but I guess. I'm not gonna continue answering your questions. Oh. Oh no. No, 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 no. Why did I do that to myself? Why did I get involved in someone else's business like that?
Help me! I'm hurt!
Ah, and I'm dead again.
Ah! We got you now!
These damn bandits, man. You know, I'm gonna say, because I still feel like I have things set up kind of in the wrong way for some reason. So I'm gonna quit to the main menu. Something's not quite right. They're not supposed to start bombing right off the bat. Solo, no. I don't know what I did, but solo, custom sandbox. We'll start here this time in Moldra. Initial infection, that is what I had, right? Maybe I'll just do 1 week later. Okay, let's see. What do I do? What do I do? Carpenter. That'll be good because I'll be able to barricade pretty much right off the bat. I don't want to be weak. That's bad. We can get rid of runner. Still 1 over. Guess we can get rid of dexterous. But then I still have 1 point to spend. Alright, let's get rid of Sunday driver. Because we don't need that then. Okay, so agoraphobic. Shoot. Let's find a different 4-pointer then. Hard of hearing, hearty appetite. I don't know, what do we think? Sleepyhead, smoker, asthmatic. No, asthmatic is 5. Prone to illness, pacifist, less effective weapons. Or I can do 2 2-point ones. Cowardly and clumsy. Let's do all thumbs. Need 2 more. Clumsy makes more noise when moving. Screw it. That looks good. Alright, and we'll be this guy. Bobby Vickers, the carpenter. It does sound like the name of a carpenter. This is 1 week later now, so the zombie population should be a little bit higher. Probably less people too. I don't know if I even loaded the mods into this. I don't know if it does that for all the save games once I loaded them. I guess we'll find out. Right. What do we got going on here with Bobby Vickers? Can opener. I'll take a kitchen knife. Attach belt left. Open a can of tuna. Don't tell my cats. But I'm gonna eat it without them. Okay, empty tin can. Can drop on the floor. Let's see. More kitchen knives. Don't need. Apple. Eat that. I like to start off being pretty much totally full, so I don't have to worry about food for a while. I guess I'll drink some water too. Do I have any bottles of anything anywhere? That would be preferable, so I could drink that and then have water. Leather jacket. Let's see, we got a saw. Grab one. Grab a hammer. Should be good because I'm a carpenter. I can just pretty much immediately start securing this place. Take the crowbar, put it on our back. Okay, and gun case. Ooh. Okay. 45 rounds and a revolver. I'll take that. Yeah. Oh wow, it really does take a lot longer to transfer stuff now though. I didn't realize just how bad All Thumbs really was. Well, I guess that is what it is. Open a box of the rounds. Oh wait, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to open the box and then, yeah, insert 6 rounds into the gun. Alright, tweezers. I don't have a bag, which could prove to be a little bit sketchy, I guess. But let's start disassembling some stuff so I can secure the place. Of course, nothing. Dude, you're a carpenter. Your carpentry skills should be high enough to be able to get usable wood from this stuff. Jeez Louise. Okay, well, what can you do? Not take stuff apart without breaking it, apparently. There we go. Plank and 2 nails. Still not enough to really do anything with, but... let's take apart the table. More nails and more planks. Good. Okay. So I'll start with the windows. I hope. Oh. Go figure. The window I just barricaded. Good night. Okay, now back to barricading because clearly that was the right move here. Um, I wasn't expecting that right off the bat. Okay. Excuse you. Oh, you're over here. I see. Well, I guess I'm barricading this window now then. Fuck off. Don't you know when you're not wanted here? Oh, you bastard. Are you kidding me? You're... You know what? I might as well just give in now. I've already been bitten. Why bother? How are you not dead yet, dude? Really? This is going to be a very long and painful experience. How many times do you think he's been bitten now? 1, 2, 3. At least 3 times. It was hopeless. My first interaction with a fucking zombie, and I immediately get bitten. You gotta be kidding me. I don't even care. Just whatever. Just whatever you are, be it. Just gonna die in less than 10 minutes anyway. It's just pathetic. Here they come. Crowbar. Oh, look at that. I'm a carpenter again. Why do you have a leash in your... You know what? It's your business. Club hammer. I hope that's not my place to bang on, because it sounds like it's kind of next doors-ish. But close. I don't like that. I love how I was just saying before too that it's like, oh, the people were more likely to kill you than the zombies. And I lasted longer with the people. This guy wearing a fucking party hat. What are you going to a birthday party? No, you're going to a death day party. Your own death. Again. Okay, where the hell is the door? I honestly don't even know where the door is for this place. Oh, excuse you. Nobody told you you could dive over me like that, sir. That was rude. That was quite rude. Yeah, where is the front door for this place, though? What is this little thing over here? It's like a little nook in this corner, but I don't see any way in. Okay, here's a door. That's the bathroom. Am I really just gonna have to... You know what? Screw it. Climb through. There's nothing there. How did I miss the door? Right there. Anyway. On today's episode of I'm Fucking Blind, Good night. Banana. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh no. I thought I heard more than one. Good night. Okay. Anything useful in either of you? I mean, I'll take your watch, I guess. Carpentry, volume 3. Am I a slow learner? Yeah, okay. That explains why it's taking me so damn long to read this book. Oh, I should have set this to, life and living. Oh, now you're unhappy. And you're hungry. Okay, well, that I can take care of. Slice up the watermelon. Oh, watermelon slices gives you thirst points too. Good. I need some of that. Oh, what is this? Bowl of cereal. I guess I'll have that. While it's still fresh. Alright, now, what else? I need something that's gonna make me less unhappy, because, what is this? Oh, bourbon, a porn magazine apparently, and a regular magazine, and a tissue. I don't want to know what this person was doing in here. No, sir, I don't. Oh no. How do they all know I'm here? Good night. Okay, more watermelon slices. Yeah. Oh, hello. Take care of your ass. Oh no, 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 that's too many. Oh, oh goodness. Oh no. Oh. Okay, we'll use the fence trick. Nope, fence trick's not gonna work. They're coming from both sides. Alright, let me... Mayhaps I can gather them up a bit. Oof. Oof. No, 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 no. Nope, 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 no, 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 no! Friggin' Ah, and I'm bitten multiple times again. You know, I might just have to change the stream for Friday Fun Day. I am clearly not good enough at this game to be doing any kind of streaming with it. I have no business playing this game. I am that bad at it. How did this horde of zombies just come out of nowhere like that, though? At first it was just like one or two, and they just somehow automatically knew I was in that house. And now I am among them. Anyway, I think I'm going to just end the stream early by 15 minutes now because I'm done. I've had enough. I've no business being this bad at this game or playing it for that matter. So, that being said, I hope the few of you that have showed up have enjoyed, and I hope that I will see you again for Friday Fun Day. Again, I might change the game of the topic game for that because clearly this is not for me. Not for me. I am too bad. Alright, well, that being said, I will hopefully see you guys again next time, which will be Friday.